Windows XP. Main thing I got it for is because the hard drive. It's not, it's pretty small actually in a sense. It's just a 250 gig. But I can use it as a backup for other things, or messing around this, like putting, you know, like Ubuntu's or XP, like what's on it now, or Windows 7, or whatever I want to do with it, storage. But for $10, I figured the drives were $10. So around here, you can get like 160 gig hard drives for around $10. This is 250. I figured I'd take a chance because it does have DDR. It's DDR2, one stick of DDR2 in it, and it's a 2 gig stick. Figured I'd test it. Hard drive's worth it by itself. The rest I could just recycle or just resell again. But I was like, well, wonder if I can actually get it running. But since it was clearance, they don't give you, like, it has unique power supply to it. You don't get in, and as you see, it has one of these unique style plugins. So I actually looked it up, and these two here, I don't know if you probably can't see it, but the two to this side, the three to this side on facing this here is positive, positive, and positive. So it has three positive, and then the hookups on this side and on the top, these three are negatives, and the two basically on the bottom going this way is like same thing as the pins on a power supply where you jump off to get the power side to kick in. That's basically what them two are. So you don't need them hooked up. I was thinking, I was like, maybe I can hook this to my computer with an 8-pin. So yeah, an 8-pin won't really work, but a 6-pin will, because it's positive, 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 and these are negative. And you don't need these to turn it on, because you can manually, I use a jumper on my power supply. That's how I'm hooking it up, is through my power supply. So this is where you're going to hook your video card. Normally where I do hook my video card is this 8-pin, which is the 6-pin, 8-pin deal. So here's the 6-pin, and I got this hooked in to jump the power supply, so my motherboard's not hooked in either through the 8-pin that's hooked to my motherboard, to, you know, the CPU header, and my SSD and my hard drive are both unhooked from SATA. So the only thing that's running off the power supply is the two case fans in the case, and then this computer obviously once it's hooked up. So I have the switch off the computer right now. I'll hook this in, and it will slot right in, and it won't really lock in. Well, it kind of locks in. And got the DVI hooked into my monitor, a keyboard, and power to the speakers, speaker in, and then the Ethernet. Okay. And then I got my mouse hooked into the front. So once I turn this on, you'll probably hear these fans come on, and then you hear this thing saying it's getting power. There you go. Just quick on and off. And now I'll hit the power button. Kind of loud. I did re-put Windows XP Pro on it. It did have Windows 7 Ultimate 32-bit, but the key wasn't valid. So I just undone it. And I couldn't get the video, the onboard graphics to actually work. They work by default drivers, but the drivers itself for them I could not get to work. So I was like, well, I'll just reverse it. I'm not going to do very much with the computer anyways. Like I said, I just want it for the hard drive. And as you see, look, it's actually kicking in. It is running off of my 6-pin off my hard drive. I've seen other videos where people actually cut into it, use like 2 Molex, and then make their own adapter, where you could just straight out hook it on to a power supply by itself. But I'm just testing it. I'm not wanting to permanently hook it in. And you can order the things for like like, I've seen some for like 7 or 8, some of them for like 10. So why why cut into a power supply just to test it? I would just order the thing for it. And when I got it, it just had Pentium 4. I'm not for sure what model it was, what make it was, but it was a 2.66 gigahertz. I changed that out with an old one I had sitting around. It's still Pentium. It's still Pentium 4, but it's running at 3.4 gigahertz. The other one I had, the original one that was in it, was only a single core, no hyper threading. The one I put in, the Pentium 4 650, is a single core, but it has hyper threading, which kind of seems like it helped a little bit, and it has just that 2 gig stick in it of DDR2. But it runs pretty decent on XP. I had Windows 10 on it. It run even decent with Windows 10 on it. Like I said, even Windows 10, I couldn't get the drivers to work. So as you can see if my internet's working. It was kind of iffy a little bit ago, but yeah, basically for internet purposes, it works kind of good. See, my internet's still kind of a little bit. My downloads is fine. It's my uploads that are bad. So once the video starts playing, you can see it does decently good. And the audio works.
I don't even have to.
Dang. I don't know if I can. Can I just turn off the monitor? I mess with the speaker, I turn off my monitor. This is right underneath it. But you can tell. Here's the audio unhooked. Audio hooked back in. I'll show you that it's hooked up since I do got another computer sitting right next to it that it's hooked up. Both my hands right here. There goes that. Put it back in. Let's see. Ain't too bad. It's playing like 480p. It takes a little while to actually keeping the set to internet might not let me do 720p. Let's see. Yeah, my internet's not gonna allow me, but it will play. Normally it goes right to 720p once you full screen it. But yeah, my internet's not working very well. The downloads are pretty good, but it's my uploads. It's like really bad. So it's not my, yeah, they got a technician coming out in about a week to fix it. But I just wanted to post this. If other people were like, well, how can I test this machine without the power supply? Basically, that's all you would have to do. Let me shut this down.
I hope he's up to you. You're gonna get shocked. So he's gonna
Yeah, the fans are loud. It's got 2 small little fans in it. Okay, this is the first time it's actually taken a while to shut down. make yourself look bad by taking a long time to shut off when you normally don't. Okay, there's the noise. Turn them off.
The noise.
Saving settings. Saving what settings? Didn't change anything. Well, as you can see, it's running. Off my other computer, just off my, my 6-pin. That should be running my video card. Is running this little computer. I guess it doesn't want to shut off. So when you're trying to do a video and the computer's wanting to take a year to shut off. But yeah, hit the switch, turn the power supply off, unhook this, you're good to go. As you can see, let's unhook all this. As you can see, this will hook in. Well, I don't know again because it's pretty far out. But see, all it does is sets right in here, just like that. You're good to go. Well, my power supply has a switch in the back, and they did the jumper, so it just, as soon as you hit that switch, it gives it power. You hit that switch again to unhook it. Otherwise, it's pretty decent. There's USB for the mouse. It does look like they replaced this drive. I'm assuming they did. Well, it's not assuming. You can obviously tell it's a different color. I'm thinking this come out of like an older laptop. Because whoever had it did not, do a very good job. They obviously changed this out, but then didn't put the screw back in. Another thing I did see was, as you can see here, 2 of the screws are missing. And then when I opened it, see if I can find it. This piece of wire was actually like hooked like this. This side was bent into another part, so it's kind of looped around. And that one was holding the hard drive, and it has double-sided tape in it. So maybe the person watching this had it before, but you gotta get a good laugh out of it. But yeah, I unhooked it. The tape's fine. It holds it. Assuming they put this in, hoping that they didn't open it and they didn't want to hear the hard drive rattling around, so they would open it. Maybe it had 2 of these sticks of RAM in it. They took one out because they knew it wouldn't run without it. Come with the shroud, which is good. But another thing I did notice when I changed the CPU out is that the socket itself has a little surrounding around the CPU. They put so much thermal compound on it. That little surrounding around the CPU and the housing itself was completely filled with thermal compound. And it was seriously loud with other CPU in it. And that CPU should have stayed cooler. Once I took it out and cleaned it, put the new CPU in, well, the old new CPU, and put some thermal paste on it, the amount it should have, not way too much, put it back together, and you heard it's kind of a little loud at first. Even after running for a long time, even with the CPU maxed out, it doesn't even get half as loud as the other one. I don't know if they just used some really cheap thermal compound, or maybe there's something wrong with the other CPU or something. I don't know, but it seems to run pretty good. I wasn't expecting it to run decent, on YouTube videos. If you're going to use a machine like this, I guess you can put some games on it, put in your little kids' room, install it because the DVD-ROM does work, buy some little games from Walmart, not have it to the internet or nothing, so you can have a little cheap gaming machine. Or you can do you know, some, I guess, turn an old virtual, you know, an old retro gaming machine. Me, I'm basically, I believe I'm gonna probably, if I get the power supply for cheap enough, I'm just gonna hook it to a TV in my bedroom, have like a little alternative computer for stuff. Since obviously it's gonna hook in the bedroom, it's not gonna be used that much. But if you wanted to, it's possible. But I ramble a lot, I guess. But I just wanted to show this video on how I actually test this machine. It was very easy. I guess if you have a power supply that has a 6-pin on it, you don't even need a jumper. You just jump the wires yourself, and you can boot the. You can actually test to see if these things actually work just by doing that method. Well, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. You don't need to like or share or follow or subscribe. I just thank you for watching to the end of the video.